Picture this: a roaring crowd, electrifying guitar riffs echoing through a packed arena, and at the center, Peter Criss, the legendary drummer of Kiss, pounding out rhythms that have become as iconic as the cat makeup he wears. This image, etched into the minds of fans across the globe, defines what many know of Criss. But like any public persona, what lies beneath the surface can be vastly different from the rock and roll icon image projected to the world. At the core, Peter Criss seems to chase a sense of belonging and significance, possibly driven by an Enneagram Type 4's desire to find identity and create something uniquely his own. Known for their artistic sensitivity and longing for authenticity, Type 4s often oscillate between feelings of envy and a deep fear of having no personal significance. They are the romantics of the Enneagram, seeking to uncover their true selves amidst the noise of external validation. For Criss, the formation of Kiss was a chance to assert his creative identity, to be part of a brotherhood that could transcend the ordinary. However, the music industry's fame machine can be ruthless. It rewards the loudest, the most daring, sometimes at the expense of the individual's true desires. In this context, Criss's Enneagram wing, likely a 3, might have encouraged him to adapt to the image of the successful rock star to meet the expectations of fans in the industry. The pressure to prove his worth, a hallmark of Type 3s, may have caused Criss to wear a mask that aligned with the public's adoration. Born in Brooklyn, Criss's formative years were shaped by a family system where artistic expression was a means to escape the harsh realities of urban life. This ecosystem nurtured his musical talents, yet also set the stage for internal conflicts. In the rock and roll arena, family dynamics often morph into band dynamics, where each member plays a unique role. Within Kiss, Criss found both allies and rivals, as the band's internal structure mirrored that of a complex family. The relationship with Kiss's lead members, such as Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley, introduced a dynamic of competition and camaraderie. Simmons, often the charismatic leader, embodied an archetype of the mentor and trickster, whose persona could both guide and frustrate. For Criss, this interaction was dual-edged. It offered mentorship, but also accentuated pressures to conform to the band's collective image. Romantically, Criss's public image was that of the bad boy, a rebel who charmed and defied conventions. This role, while alluring to fans, likely masked deeper insecurities about self-worth and acceptance. Here, his internal struggle between the need for genuine connection and the fear of rejection can be seen through the lens of Type 4's longing for deep love and the Type 6's anxiety about trust and loyalty. From the public's perspective, Criss was the enigmatic catman, a persona that promised mystery and allure. Yet behind this mask, the private pressures of maintaining such an image weighed heavily. The very gifts that brought him acclaim, his artistic sensitivity, his ability to evoke emotion through music, could also become traps, forcing him to hide vulnerabilities and present a facade of strength. In the shadow of stardom, Criss grappled with the duality of his public and private selves. The fame machine, while rewarding, often punishes deviations from the established persona. This dichotomy is a common trap for Type 4 individuals, who may feel compelled to conceal parts of their identity to fit the mold of public expectation. As we reflect on Peter Criss's journey, we are invited to consider our own lives. Have we, too, ever felt the need to become a role, shaping our identities to match the expectations of others? In the pursuit of admiration and belonging, what parts of ourselves have we hidden away? The story of Peter Criss challenges us to look within, to question the masks we wear and the narratives we construct for acceptance. The exploration of Peter Criss's persona leaves us pondering the eternal dance between authenticity and image. It invites a deeper understanding of the human condition, where the same gifts that define us can also confine us if we are not vigilant. In the end, the question remains, who are we beneath the personas we project? And how do we reconcile our true selves with the roles we play? This inquiry into self and identity is not unique to Peter Criss, but resonates with anyone who has attempted to balance personal authenticity with external expectations. The Enneagram's path for Type 4 involves a journey towards self-realization, where the individual learns to appreciate their intrinsic value without the need for external validation. Criss's life provides a vivid tapestry of this struggle, interwoven with moments of revelation and regression. During Kiss's peak years, the internal discord was palpable. The band's larger-than-life stage personas amplified their offstage dynamics, where Criss often found himself caught between the group's collective ambitions and his personal desires for creative expression. Here we see the classic tension between the Type 4's need for individualism and the Type 6's yearning for security within a group. Criss's artistic impulses could feel stifled by the band's demands for uniformity and commercial success, leading to internal conflicts that mirrored the broader tensions within Kiss. The shadow side of his Enneagram type reveals itself in Criss's sometimes volatile interactions with his bandmates. The yearning for authenticity can, when unmet, manifest in resentment and withdrawal. These moments, coupled with periods of intense creativity, exemplify the Type 4's cyclical nature of emotional highs and lows. Criss's musical contributions, marked by an emotive depth and passion, were both a refuge and a battleground, a space where he could both express his uniqueness and confront his insecurities. Yet this narrative is not solely a descent into chaos. There are poignant moments of growth and insight. In quieter periods away from the spotlight, Criss engaged in personal reflection and creativity, finding solace in the simplicity of music for its own sake. These periods of withdrawal align with the Enneagram's growth path for Type 4, where introspection leads to a deeper acceptance of self. Criss demonstrated resilience, a willingness to confront his shadows and re-emerge with renewed purpose. The public's perception of Criss as the Catman created a paradoxical situation where the very mask he wore to captivate audiences became a barrier to his self-understanding. This archetypal journey mirrors the hero's journey, where the hero must ultimately confront the shadow, those disowned parts of the psyche that hold both fear and potential. For Criss, the shadow was not merely the public persona, but the internalized belief that he needed to be someone else to be loved. As Criss navigated the complexities of fame, the archetype of the trickster also played a role in his story. The trickster, with its capacity to disrupt and challenge the status quo, manifested in Criss's ability to break free from the confines of his expected role, albeit at great personal cost. The trickster's playfulness, its ability to see beyond the surface, allowed Criss moments of liberation from the heavy expectations of the Catman. These moments were crucial in his ongoing quest for authenticity. The intricate dance between these archetypes, hero, shadow, trickster, and the Enneagram dynamics, illustrates the rich psychological landscape within which Criss's life unfolded. His story is a powerful reminder of the universal human struggle, the tension between our inner truths and the roles we are asked to play. It speaks to the need for shadow integration, where acknowledging and embracing the less visible parts of ourselves allows for true growth and transformation. As we broaden our lens, we see that Criss's journey is emblematic of a broader cultural narrative. The pressure to project a certain image, be it for fame, success, or acceptance, is a shared experience. In this light, Peter Criss's life becomes a mirror, reflecting society's own struggles with authenticity and conformity. The lessons drawn from his story invite us to engage in a dialogue with our shadows, to question the masks we wear, and to explore the rich potential of our complex, multifaceted selves. This reflection, while deeply personal, is also profoundly communal, offering insights into the shared path of self-discovery and acceptance we